Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live unboxing of Best Bead Box, Best in XL for May. Our theme this month is May in Bloom. So we, as always, we have a little ditty here for you. Let me go to our overhead view here so you can see what I'm talking about here. So May in Bloom, add a little spring to your step with use of fresh blooms, new growth, and revitalized inspiration. So for May, we're going kind of heavy with like the purple, some greens, some new growth, getting like that little bit of spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I like it too. We're having our windows open now and it just feels good. So I I can't see the comments. So we have a moderator. So
don't you?
Yeah, I can. Sorry. Hi.
Now we know that they can hear us.
Okay. Sometimes I have to do a little test. It's only 1:02, so wait a little bit for everybody to come in here. So thankfully there's a minute or two here. Everybody's coming in. Dee, Donna, Teresa,
Eddie.
I don't have my glasses on, so fun fact, my eyesight's getting worse and worse, and I'm finally admitting it. So I can't read some of those comments. Jenny's gonna have to be my eyes for me today.
And you can't take it back because it's now on camera.
It is. It's now on camera, so everybody knows now Anna should start wearing her glasses more. It does not affect my beading, though. I'm nearsighted, so I can bead very fine details. But don't ask me to drive at night. So May in Bloom, so as everybody knows, if you already get the box or if you used to get the box and you still just enjoy watching these unboxings, we have two sizes of boxes. So we have the best and the XL. So all boxes are the best boxes. We are a little bold in saying that, but we believe it's true. All the boxes are the best. It's just if you're going to get one kit or two kits and a bonus pattern, essentially. And of course, we throw some extra stash beads in there with the XL. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's dive into the best box. Everything that we're going to show you that comes in this best box is going to also be in the XL. So we'll go through this and then we will talk about what additional goodies you are going to get in the XL. So let's, whereas we have these things laying out here, I'm like, let me pull these things away. Whoop.
I didn't even think about it.
I feel like I'm showing my slip a little bit there. I feel like I didn't think that through.
But it's okay because they might already have it.
You might have already made it by now, so yeah, it's fine. So for the best box, the kit that you're getting, so you're getting a little Ziploc baggie with all the materials in it, all of the bead materials. This is the crystal 2-layer flower bracelet. I would say this is an oldie but goodie. It's one that is fairly simple, so it's great for beginners or for people who are bead weaving pros. It's just a great design. It's I would dare say it's classic.
Yeah.
I dare say it's classic. And I've done it this month with the purples, and we have a nice variety. Sorry, I'm sitting down, but this is an awkward height for me. So if I shift a little bit, it's because I'm trying to get in close. Nice new fabric here we have too, if I might say.
I did that.
Oh, nice, good job, Jenny. Nice that we've got the cleaning crew in here. So, for this 2-layer flower bracelet, beautiful design. Like I said, great for beginners or people who are pros and just looking for a dainty, beautiful, springy bracelet.
Can I say also, when we started teaching that class, it was in Hagerstown here, it was one of our most popular ones for a good while.
Yes. Yeah, it was. I remember teaching that. And then we also have the Scan Me in here. So this is a little QR code. if you want the full size pattern, go ahead and click on that and it will take you there for the download, correct? So they're going to download that, or you can view it on your computer screen if you need to see it a little bigger, zoom into the pictures. So the pocket patterns are handy, but I want to make sure everybody's aware you can get the full size pattern there. What do we have for this? This is going to be sorry.
No.
I asked you a question and then I started answering
it. Go right ahead.
So we have we have 3 colors of 4mm bicones. And Jenny, I will let you answer this question. If you could so kindly tell me, what colors are we using and playing with this month?
Lavender opal, which I love all the opals. Light tanzanite AB and emerald AB.
So this is a lovely combination, if I do say so myself. We have this tanzanite, which is a beautiful bluish purple. So if you're looking at that color spectrum, the color wheel, the rainbow, the visible light spectrum, whichever color spectrum of choice you look at, you're going to see that there's these purples that are blue purple and purples that are red purple. So like your burgundies and things that are like a cherry red that are bordering on purple. Those are going to be your red purples. This is a blue purple. So it's a cool color. It looks great with silver. So we paired it with this button here with the pewter button. And we also have this opal here, which this is actually a little bit more of that red purple. So it's got a little bit more of that red tint to it. And they look lovely together because you've got 2 purples. One's a blue purple, one's a red purple. And when you put them together, you've got the difference in color, the contrast there, as well as just the contrast in an opal, semi-transparent, almost opaque, and then something very clear and shiny. And the emerald, of course, is just beautiful, stands out for those leaves in between.
And flower center.
Yes, and then all flowers need a little center. So we have these cute little, these are 3mm, right?
2.
Oh, okay. When it gets down to those 2s and 3s, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So we have a beautiful little flower center here for you.
Gold champagne.
Gold champagne. Sorry. Yes. And seed bead.
Yeah.
And you need a little seed bead to kind of tie it all together. The seed bead is kind of like the binder. Like if you like to bake or, it's like that, like when you bake.
The flour?
Well, yeah, but also every time you bake, there's always like, okay, I know I'm going to need baking powder, baking soda. I always know I'm going to need like maybe an egg. The egg's the binder.
So that's the egg.
That's the egg. It's not the most eloquent maybe way of saying it, but seed beads are like when you're doing any kind of bead weaving, it's that staple that you use to kind of pull everything together. You can use a color to pull everything together, or it's just a great way to hide some of your thread paths. So that's what I mean. You've always kind of got those seed beads. Some projects are very seed bead heavy. This one is not. This we're just using the seed beads because we want to cover some of our thread. We want to add a little pop of color in there, but it's very crystal focused. The crystals are really kind of pulling all the weight in this design.
But I do have a question. Which came first, the crystal or the egg?
If anybody can answer that question, yeah, I don't know. You won't really win anything, but it's, yeah. And great diagrams here. It's a project that's kind of right angle weave based, but instead of having a base of 4, you have a base varying, I think of 6 here. And so, yeah. Anyway, you can read the pattern on your own time, but easy pattern to pick up, and also one of those ones that's kind of addicting. Once you do it, you may want to try it in different colors as well.
You get a completely different
I happen to have here, and I haven't pulled these out yet, so I don't know what I'm in for. To go and dive in down deep here. So this is one that we did, and we actually we were selling the kit for this. I think it's actually on clearance now. I'm going to do some different colorways with this. And then, ooh, some old ones. I may be,
So wait,
ooh,
we
this-
gotta see that one. Look, okay, I was gonna say this,
okay.
but and you have a sample to prove it. The very first one of these that we ever did, we used monofilament.
Yes.
So they are awful. They are so stiff. And then you had to sit there and run monofilament, no needle,
So this is
through the
this
crystals.
is the one we're talking about here. This is going back memory lane here.
Yeah.
And you can tell how old it is because it's a little tarnished here too. And if we get a good side view,
Janky.
we can see this project has come a long way. It is we've been doing this for many years and we've learned quite a bit. So the monofilament, yeah, it was basically thick fishing line. So we've come quite a long way. You can see this one even a little
Yeah.
a little petal fell off.
Oh yeah.
Love me not. I think this was a love me not how this one ended up.
I like that it's still in there though.
So you can see now here's the modern with this colorway, how beautifully it lays. And we've just, yeah, we've come so far with this. And then that's why I wanted to include it for you in this month.
Your colorway is my favorite out of all of them so far.
Thank you. Oh, and also something else to point out about this. This is using consistently the same color on the bottom and the top. So we have the red forming all the bottom of the flower and the pink forming all the top. On here, what I did was I switched it up. So we have the light and dark purple alternating on the top as well as the bottom. And I thought that was a fun twist on it to give it a little bit more variety. So you can do it either way. Okay. We've shown a lot of love to the crystal 2-layer flower. Also try it in something like a 4mm round. You don't have to use crystals. You can also use crystal rounds. This is an easy design to adapt to different materials and different slightly different shapes. Okay. Sipping my pink lemonade here in my mug. So now that is the first, that's a kit you're going to get. And then in addition to the kit, we are also going to include some stash beads. Sometimes people call this a haul. This is our stash beads. So these are beads that are, these are beads that just fell on the floor actually. But these are beads that are in addition to the kit and really just providing a great jumping off point for your imagination. We wanted to give you a color palette, want to give you different shapes and sizes, things to kind of just get your imagination going.
Round duos.
Round duos are great because you've got the 2 holes there, and this is a beautiful baby blue luster. So we're kind of keeping in theme here with these pastels. And I talked about blue purples, red purples. Some of you don't care. Some of you say, it's all purple. You don't have to tell me if it's red or blue purple. But I'm just going to put this here, and this will make myself feel pretty good looking at it. So you can see here if we line it up, it's really a very beautiful color progression here. We have this, and then yeah, the you can see why I've been calling this like a blue purple. The tanzanite is it's pulling in some of that blue, like visually you can see that when it's next to it. So a nice beautiful soft color palette, sort of bordering on like prairie, I would say.
it.
Yeah. Okay, what else you got for us?
Knot covers. I love that you are putting findings
Yes.
in there, so you get a whole bunch of knot covers.
Yeah.
I can't really see
them. Silver knot covers. Knot covers are great for a multitude of things. So knot covers, the way that they work, I don't want to put anybody on the spot here, but I got stuff around me. I can mess up Allie's studio here and pull some stuff out. So the way that a knot cover works is if you do anything with, of course, pearl knotting, you can use it for that. But another great little way to use are you looking for
Yeah, what you need?
crimp beads?
Oh, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe up here.
Okay. I could find me some crimp beads. So the way to use a knot cover, if you're familiar with it, of course, you're probably familiar with using it for pearls and pearl knotting. And so you would tie a knot at the end of whatever, this is beading wire, but just for the sake of demonstration.
I got copper,
Thank you
so
very
you
much.
can see it.
Oh, perfect. So for the sake of demonstration here, I'll tie a knot in my beading wire, which you would never do. But
No, don't do that.
No, don't do as I say, not as I do. But pretend this was not beading wire. This was something you were gonna like a dragon thread, a dragon cord, or thick thread, or something like a silk. You would tie a knot, and then you would take your material and run it down through your knot cover, and you're going to position it and you're going to take it down through so that the knot actually sits inside the two little sides of what look like a clamshell. And then now if I snip this, my knot may come undone. But what you're going to do then is just cut any little excess off that you don't need and allow that knot to be completely covered by the two sides of that clamshell. And then you're going to just close those sides in together, shut that little shell so that the knot is kind of like that pearl inside your clamshell. And then you've got a nice, neat way of ending your project without having anything scratchy back there, and just very neat, kind of covering that, kind of like, you talk about covering a multitude of sins. You're covering your knot. And then from here, you just, add your beads as normal. The other way you can do it, and now let's talk about this as if we are actually using wire, because this is now beading wire. What we like to do is, instead of a knot, because you would not knot your beading wire, take a crimp bead. And a smaller crimp bead is usually better because you're just going to take that crimp bead, crimp it, flatten it all the way on the end of your wire. And if you need to, you can cut a little excess wire off. And then you're going to, same way, you're going to take your wire down through that knot cover so that your crimp bead is going to be housed, it's going to sit right between the two sides of the cover. So essentially the same thing, you're just using a crimp bead instead of a knot, and then that'll cover it up.
And you're keeping the stress off from being on the wire and putting it on the
Crimp
hook.
Yeah.
The hook of the...
Yeah, so then the second part to this is you have this little hook, a little captain hook here.
Do you want to jump right in?
Sure, let's go all out. Let's see how far we can take this party. Are we including this in the box too? Okay. Are we? I say this like I didn't plan it. So
that's what I was thinking. You forgot.
So the other handy little feature on this knot cover is that it has a little hook. So then you can attach your clasp directly to the knot cover. You're going to let your ring or whatever it is, you can also attach your, if you have a lobster clasp, whatever it is, attach it directly to that little loop. And then you're going to just gently curve that loop inwards. It's really a little like hook that you're then going to close up to form a loop, and then it will hold whatever it is that you need to hold. So in this case, we attached a little jump ring. It's actually an oval jump ring. And then that does take some of the pressure off. It shares the distribution of like the strength and the weight in a couple different places there. Yeah. Now that we only showed you one side, the tricky side is the other side. Where you then have to, you make your jewelry and then you come back up through and you kind of do it the opposite way, where you bring your wire up through the crimp bead, or up through the knot cover here, put a crimp bead on, cut it, same thing. You're just kind of doing it backwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Check out YouTube if you need a tutorial. But I'm halfway there. I could start making a bracelet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so so knot covers, great little handy thing to have to finish jewelry in a more professional way and prevent any kind of scratching or great, like I said, with certain kinds of materials that you're not going to use a crimp bead with normally.
Do they also get these jump rings we just
Okay.
used?
These are oval jump rings, and one thing that I really like about oval jump rings, and they are open, I like that they in themselves look like little pieces of chain link. So you can do something very fancy by, we don't happen to have any head pins laying around here, do we?
Now you're asking a lot.
I know. I don't think this through before I start doing this,
I don't
but
see head pin.
okay, well, that's okay. So what I like about the oval jump ring is that it adds a little bit of that fine jewelry look without having to do a whole lot. So for you lazy beaters out there, and I'm not calling anybody a lazy beater, but let's just say that I wanted to hang. Okay, and I'm doing this quickly, and I just put lotion on my hands. So, but let's just say that I wanted to hang just a simple little bead off of the bottom of this ring. So I'm going to do this really quickly. So don't judge my wire working skills because they are significantly better than I'm going to be able to do right now. And I don't even have round nose pliers.
Here. I can't watch you do that.
Somebody else can't watch me. So I'm just making a little charm, essentially. A little loop and
you're focused when you're there, but you're not focused when you're down. So change it now.
okay.
I can at least focus it towards the knot. You move your hands for a second.
We have our technical help to the rescue. Okay, so terrible wire working aside, you can see here. One of them I just did. Oh, was that a burn? Did she just burn me? Did she just throw some shade?
A little bit.
A little bit of shade there, yeah. I'm going to an awful lot of effort for one tiny little thing, but I am so convinced of this. So I love that just adding a simple little bead to one of these oval jump rings and then putting an ear wire on it.
Hey, got that.
Instantly makes it look so much more high end. You take little high end pieces of gemstone. All you have to do is add an oval jump ring or even one jump ring that's just a round jump ring, and instantly it elevates it. It gives it a little extra something. I think because you're seeing more silver. Yeah. So like I said, don't judge the wire working, but let's see here.
Oh, looks nice.
Yeah. Just add that little bit of silver in there. And then you can also link them together and have little charms hang off. But yeah, one of my favorite little go-tos for just taking an ordinary, beaded, simple little beaded earring and making it just that much more special.
And if I could add, I just remembered the inspiration page for this month also has the 2-layer flower earrings tutorial.
Ah.
So then you can do all kinds of earrings.
Yeah, so do a section of the 2-layer flowers, and then you can experiment with adding a little length. So jump rings are also a great way to add just a little bit of length. Some people like short earrings like myself because I'm short. I don't have a lot of real estate here for the earrings. Some people have long necks and they have a lot of space that they can add something longer and really showcase those earrings. Those kinds of earrings would just be like draped down my shoulders. Shoulder dusters, yes. So I'm a 1 jump ring kind of gal. Some people may be a 5 jump ring kind of gal. And it's also a great way to elongate earrings if you buy something in the store and you think, oh, I really like this design, but it's a little too short for me. Throw a couple jump rings on there and make it longer. Yeah.
Allie also.
So
Sorry.
I can talk a long time about jump rings. All the merits of jump
Mhm.
rings.
Allie also used them to make chain in some videos. At
Yeah.
least one.
Mm-hmm.
And these
Yeah.
are hefty. So
I've done that too, where I just found a jump ring that I really liked and kept connecting it.
You want more products?
Oh no, I'm too tired. Let's call it a day.
Too bad.
Too bad. Okay. Ooh, these are beautiful.
You can kind of see them on
You
there.
can kind of see them.
Put a couple of them up here.
Yeah.
You want?
So these are the 2mm, right?
Yeah.
Is that what these are? These are 2mm.
Wee little.
2mm wee little guys,
You want
little
this?
spacers, which are very dainty and lovely. I'm going to string a couple here. This is perfect for somebody who likes something that's a little bit more on the, the fine jewelry end. It adds that little bit of silver. So here I'll put it in between a couple of these.
You're not on the end frame.
Here.
There you go.
Go. Let me put one on the other side here too. They are a little tricky. I would say if you are working with these, you want to string them on something like this wire, or if you want to get like something with a needle and a thread, it's easy to pick them up that way because they are little bitty guys. But you can see they add just that right amount of sparkle. They're the perfect size to accompany something like a 4mm bead. I think that ratio of like bead to silver, that scale is really nice.
I like it.
Yeah. So some adorable little silver beads there. You'd really be surprised at how much just one little silver bead can do in between separating colors.
Peridot chips.
Oh, I love these. So when I was looking at the photos that Genevieve took of this month's box, I had a moment where I thought, oh, that's so pretty. Where did we put that in there?
So you forget about your box.
Well, I was like walking past her office and I was like, oh, that's a really pretty green. And oh, that's the Peridot. Okay. So the Peridot is, I love this Peridot because this is just such a beautiful color combination to me. We've got this emerald green with the Peridot. So you've got a couple different greens here, a couple different spring greens. We've got some champagnes. We've got the purples. I'm getting this very like prairie kind of vibe, but like a modern prairie, a modern home on the prairie, and this punch of color here with this green. So if you like, and not everyone's like a big fan of green, but you don't have to be a big fan of green. You have to enjoy the lushness and the richness of the bright color and how it blends and it works with everything else here. So you could easily do just a simple little bracelet if you wanted to, but quite honestly, this is boring. You want to enhance this, you want to cut it apart, you want to use it in like little groupings, pull these chips out, do little clusters, add them as accents with other things, and the irregularity of the stone here, because it's chips, is just really fun.
You could also put them in your bracelet if you wanted to, in place of the green crystal.
True. Yeah, and that would
that.
give it a little bit more of like a lush, leafy
Earthy.
look.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love these chips. I know not everybody is used to working with chips, but chips give you such a built-in texture to whatever you design.
You want the last bead?
Yeah.
It is a tubelet.
Okay, and then we added some silver tubelets here. So these are the, let me bring them over here. These are tubelets. So these are kind of, this is a single hole tubular tublet shape. Let me put them here on the wire so you can see what this is going to look like together.
It's a check glass bead.
It's a check glass bead. And I'm going to put another little of my 2mm guys here.
I'm loving this combo more and more now that it's out of the box.
Yeah, now the cat's out of the bag. Now that the color's out. Oh, see, when I get really excited, I can start standing up. Like I need to give me space, Jenny. I need to design. No, come back. No, please come back. Okay. But let's just do something very simple here, and I'll show you how some of these shapes and sizes work really well together. So you've got just a really beautiful color combination here, and then we have the silver tubelet, and on either side, because it's a Labrador full, it's going to be bright and shiny. It's not going to have any of that matte like the aluminum silver does. So it's going to be a perfect transition to these little silver guys, these little 2mm silvers. So just a very simple little bracelet or necklace. Here we've already got it started. Maybe I'll finish it later. But yeah, just beautiful transition, a nice silver background with some beautiful pops of color. I might add at some point, I may take some of the chips, purples, and the Peridot greens look really great together. So lots of ideas here. And I love how these 2mm work with the tubelets too. They kind of help to sort of slim the tubelet out at the end and create a nice little transition into the next bead.
Almost like a little cap.
Yeah, it's almost like a little cap. Yeah, like a little cherry right on top. So, yeah, beautiful.
Now that's it for the best.
That is it for the best. Every time we're done with the best, I always think, oh, and there's more. So if you got the best box, this is all of the wonderful materials that you'll be getting. And now if you get the XL, you'll be getting all of these plus the additional materials we're going to talk about now.
You want to find them earrings?
Oh, I went right to my ears. Right to my ears.
The
Yeah,
ones
they
that
fell off
we
the
had
table.
out and then hid.
These?
Not
Okay,
those.
not those. Okay. So let's push this aside here for now. So the Mayflowers beaded bead, I designed this and I went through a couple different design transformations. But this is a beaded bead, and you're going to get a little ball like form to put it around. So these are the earrings here. We made them into earrings, but they're really a beaded bead. So you can make a number of them and string them together, different colors. You could do a couple and hang them. You could put a little crystal at the bottom. And we just did them in this pretty color combination here to match with some of the other materials that we have here. So let's see, what do we have here for our Mayflowers beaded bead?
Storm Duos in Magic Orchid, Crystal Magic Orchid.
Ooh, so Crystal Magic Orchid, yes. So this is getting into a little bit more brighter punches of color. Crystal Magic Orchid here, we're getting that purple color as well as that green. So it's tying some of our palette together and brightening up a little bit.
Round Duo Mini in White Lila Luster.
So we have here a Round Duo and the Round Duo Mini. So those work really well together. You could do something like a simple crisscross, like a simple little right angle weave. Also a little bit of a herringbone when you have the two beads that are the same kind of bead but just different sizes. Herringbone is always a really good one to experiment with as well.
Another project that just came out was the 2-hole beaded wrap bracelet that you could use.
Yeah, so
to do with that.
Yeah, those would be great. And then we have again, so we're pulling in some pink. We haven't had any pink. Pink, of course, will look nice with all these colors here. Doing a kind of subdued color palette.
And let me say, I would have never put these two beads together, and I really like it. Like, I would have never gone, let me do this, and let me do this. But it's just perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Here's the most exciting part, the inner bead.
And so, yeah, these are just a couple little beads. These are
Yeah, we
check
can't
as
see that
well.
there, but it's okay.
And we just went with the white so that, yeah, they do kind of look like what I always say, the polar bear in the snowstorm. The famous painting of the polar bear in the snowstorm, just a white canvas. You have to use your imagination. There is a bead there, just like there was a polar bear in a snowstorm. But this is just a little barrel bead, and I forget exactly, is it 11 millimeters? Yeah. And so this is a great bead for the center, kind of like a carrier bead where it's something that you can use to build around and hold the shape, keep that form, fill out the inside of a beaded bead if it's something that isn't going to hold its shape naturally. I also have, I saw rambling over here. So in the colors that we chose, they're perfect for the box. But then I also had an alternate colorway here that's a little bit more bold, so you can see a little bit of the design here more with the Aztec gold, how you have these like V shape sort of offset.
Really changes the feel too, just by changing the one color.
Yeah,
Well,
it does.
Colors, but
Right, yeah. Yeah, but so I wanted to show that side by side. So if you change up the colors, you're really kind of changing up the feel of the bead, the look of the design. This is also reminiscent of a what do we call it? The mixed berries.
oh yeah,
Yeah, where I did. I was
I was
channeling the mixed berries, but tweaking it a little bit. So if you like this sort of design, check out the mixed berries bracelet. It uses Storm Duo. No, it uses Super Duo mini Super Duos. Yeah,
mini duo.
mini duos.
I always get mini duo and round duo minis confused.
It uses beads that we sell. You'll find them. We'll get you there.
The video is there too.
The video is there too. Yeah. So yeah, if this is doing it for you, if you kind of like this design and making beads like this, you can check that one out as well. And that uses the same like round duo. So you could even use these in conjunction with each other and make a fun necklace or a bracelet with both kinds of beads.
Look, you also have some egg beads for this piece.
Yeah, so we add a little bit of darker here. This is the purple iris. It's a 15-0. And this is also a beautiful crossover bead. I like how this is kind of like our train track. Like, do the beads live on this side of the train track or this side of the train track? So we, this beautiful dark purple iris also looks lovely with the color palette we have going on here with this set that we first took out. So again, something that you can kind of use with everything. You're going to have definitely extra beads.
And you get your finding pack.
Yeah, and then we also include a finding pack.
Here?
Yeah. So what I'm doing for all of the earrings and the lobsters that we're including in these, we're going to give you a set of 2. So you're going to get a full set of the findings for the earrings or for the lobster clasp, depending on what you're going to need. But we're going to give you silver and gold. And that way you have the option rather than, committing you to one or the other. And then you have an extra pair. So when you get the box, you always get an extra pair so that you can make it something else. And you've already got built in that other pair of earrings if you want to do something else with that.
That's thoughtful.
Oh. It's thoughtful, and it also prevents me from having to have a whole bunch of silvers and a whole bunch of gold running out of one before the other. It's, it just makes sense. Just give you both.
And you could use your jump rings if you want more space between the beaded bead and the ear wire.
Yes.
Think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want some more stash beads?
Yeah.
Everyone wants more stash beads. You get another crystal round.
Ooh, yes. We love our crystals.
So many facets on these little ones. When they're bigger, you can really see them.
So this is a beautiful Alexandrite color.
AB.
Yeah. So this is a 4mm round, bringing in another shade of purple here. So let's put this guy over here. All of these are looking so nice together. And I love when you can almost create this little, almost like an ombre. Like I could see how I would start with one of these and I would do a little weaving and then maybe enhance it with something else. But I can see how I would use all these together just looking at it the way it is.
Like a freeform
Yeah, like a free form.
peyote or
Yeah, yeah. So lots of lots of uses for this. And again, the purple, this Alexandrite with the peridot is a really popular, pretty combination that a lot of people like to do. So yeah, lovely. Nice
And
little
then-
addition to our stash.
in case you get your earring set and you lose your wire guards, you get a whole bag.
Yeah, so wire guards, these are one of these staples that you may not always use them, but once you start using them, you're going to say, why did I not discover wire guards sooner? Yeah, they're great. So something else you can do with these, and it's nice to have a big stash of them. So here I have just the wire guard on the one side of the beaded bead, but let's say we put a wire guard at the other side of the beaded bead. Now you have a great place to attach a crystal, or if you just didn't even want to use it as an earring, here you have a great place to then use a jump ring to attach a couple together and almost create like this chain linked look.
I like that.
That's pretty. Yeah. I like using the wire guards on either side of a beaded bead, and it gives you a little bit more of that metal fine jewelry look where you're getting like those little fixtures in there.
And it reminded me I'm pretty sure that everything you have here, you could do that project from one autumn. I think it was 2 autumns ago.
Oh.
What was that?
I don't.
I was trying to sit here trying to
You
think of
gotta
the
prep me.
name. It was it was blue and black.
Oh yeah, the Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was essentially the whole concept of the Moonlight Sonata was you make little beaded beads. They could be different. You can mix them all together, and you use these on either side to just kind of chain link them together and have fun with it.
Get a nice delicate
look.
You could create on the beads.
And you could create like a patchwork, like if you're a knitter or if you've for any of you who have grandmothers out there who knit, you've always seen those patchwork blankets where it's all the different colors just connected together. You can create a whole bunch of little beaded beads or little components, and then use these to simply on either side of the component, and that's a great way to connect them.
And you get 100.
Yeah, so you
can
go to town.
And then this is the last item in XL. It is a 6.0 matte transparent smoky amethyst or smoke amethyst.
Yeah. So we're kind of bringing it back, tying it in together here. 6.0s we don't use very much, but they have their place. They're really fun. This is a great bead that you can use for a number of different things, but if you have smaller size seed beads, so let's for a second, I should have thought.
Room.
So what I would do with this, just off the top of my head here, what I might do is like a multi-strand bracelet, and I could, there we go. Just move the whole thing up a little bit. So the 6.0s, because they have a little bit larger hole, you can fit multiple strands through here. You could do a strand of your 11s, a strand of your 15s, and take it all through here and use this as sort of like a spacer throughout.
I like that.
Yeah. So this gives you that same kind of look and feel. It also has a bit of like a sea glass feel to it because it's that kind of muted purple. Also looks lovely. It's almost the same color as our opalescent bead there.
And if you wanted to use it with something else but not take advantage of the whole size, you could put your little 2mm rounds on the ends
Yeah.
I can't see that on the camera,
No.
but it fits nicely.
No, but it's adorable. Here, let me.
There you go.
There we go.
Add it
Here's,
to your
here's my
bracelet.
little bracelet that I'm working on. Yeah. So that's true. The 2mm rounds. Let's add another one here. And I know I'm off camera here, but it's only me struggling to put this on. And I'm only struggling because I just put lotion on my hand. Otherwise, I'm pro at this. Okay. And then we've got this 6/0 seed bead.
Keeps it from being wonky.
Yeah. So that's actually a beautiful little glass, like sea glass sort of looking bead. Lovely. And one more thing, because I love the look of this purple next to this champagne. So I'm going to add this guy on here too. If I can find the hole. Yeah.
That's very
Beautiful
pretty.
combination there. Yeah. So there you have it. Yeah. So the last thing that we do, just a quick little recap here. If you get the best box, you got everything that we showed first. And then if you got the XL, you get everything that we showed with the Mayflowers beaded bead kit and the additional beads. And then you also get an additional pattern. So this is the barrel bangle pattern. And this is a bonus pattern, so we're going to throw this in for you. You're not going to get the beads for it, but the bonus patterns, we try to include things that are going to be easy for you to find the materials. They're not going to be anything that you're going to have to hunt too far, maybe things that we've already included in past boxes. So this has storm duos, which we do have storm duos here. Some seed beads, iris duos, and drop duos. All very easy things to find, or things that we've already included in boxes that you may have saved if you saved some of those stash beads. They may not be all the right colors you want to use together,
But they'll look nice.
But you can, but you'll have all the beads. You can try it out with what you've got, and then pick your own color palette and select what beads you want to use. And this is one of Teresa's videos. Very beautiful design. Something else to mention about the barrel bangle bracelet is that you can take one of these little sections here, and instead of connecting it all and making a barrel, just make that as a little earring. Just
That's
take
cute.
that little section, make it as an earring, and put a
I
jumper
like
on top.
Yeah.
So there we go. I hope that you guys have enjoyed going through the May Best Bead Box as much as I have.
Ask your question.
I think I know your question is the no.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed going through this as much as we have. I just noticed also that the Peridot
Oh
matches
yeah.
there, so
Yeah.
very harmonious here today. Yeah. Any parting words, Jenny?
No, have fun. This
Have fun.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited about this box.
Yes. Yeah, this is this box also photographed really well. Genevieve did a fantastic job of presenting this box so well and throwing out all the materials down here. It's really kind of getting me inspired and boosting my mood, because I know that how this makes me feel is what the weather is doing right now. So I don't have to pretend to be happy and smiley while it's storming outside. It's kind of nice outside. Yeah. So, thank you all for meeting us here today on the internet and hanging with us. Remember to comment below and share with us on YouTube, or not YouTube. Share with us on Facebook in our groups what you did with the box, some of the different designs you did, maybe how you changed up the patterns, if you tried the barrel bangle bracelet. Let's not name something like that again. If you tried the barrel bangle bracelet, show us your take on the barrel bangle bracelet, as well as if you try any of the other suggestions that we mentioned today. So thank you all, and we will see you in June.